Terry, let's take a look at the starting lineups right now. First of all, for Arizona, Reeves and Othick at the guards been playing very well recently. Rooks at the center and Mills and Womack at the forwards. This is an awfully good starting lineup, and just a couple of guys off the bench to help them. And let's take a look at Lute Olson, one of the leading coaches in the nation, probably in the last 4 years, ranks among the leaders in wins in the United States. Let's go over to the Arizona State Club, the Sun Devils, with their starting lineup. Faulkner and Bennett as the forwards. Ronaldson will be the center, and Collins and Smith, the two guards that we really anticipate having great games here tonight, will have to really turn it up. They're coached by Bill Frieder in his third year here at Arizona State, and one of the better coaches who's come into this league, coming off some successful years at the University of Michigan, trying to rebuild this program. Let's take a look at the game notes right now. You'll see Arizona, number 4 in the NCAA in win margin at 19 points. In fact, in their last 5 wins, they've averaged 31 points on their win margin, holding opponents to 40% field goal percentage. Arizona State shot 38% against the Cats in the first meeting, and Neal, 15 points and 8 rebounds in that last big win over Washington State on Sunday.
And the officials for today's game, Bob Garibaldi, Ron Amori, and Bobby Sidoff. Sellout crowd, Larry. First time, I've done basketball here probably for 15, 16 years. First time I've ever seen a sellout here at the Activity Center.
As I told you, they came to see us. They're not here to see these two teams play,
right?
Right.
There was a time I thought they might see us, but not hear us.
Up in a man-to-man.
Womack coming off a 12-point game, not really known as a scorer, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Arizona's ball.
And it was blocked on the inside that time, and a terrific block by Mario Bennett.
Second try, Chris Mills, who has done so much for this team this year. Reeves steps in, the leaner.
Got a few Arizona fans in here too, don't we? Arizona also opens up man-to-man. Bennett with a nice cut. Reeves with a good steal.
Against Stanford, 5 seconds left. In a one-point game, or a tie game rather, and Khalid Reeves took it length of the court, scored the leaner for the game winner at the buzzer.
Very patient, looking off, almost came up with it.
Collins, the penetration all the way to the basket, couldn't get it to go, and Rooks rips the rebound. Ray O's, so they don't drop off a lot, 1-9. Bennett underneath, good position that time. His third. Nice look by Collins underneath to Bennett. Count the basket, he'll go to the line. Bennett doing it at both ends.
Well, let's go back and take a look at this outstanding freshman. As I said, his numbers continue to get better and better and better. Look at the good pass by Collins in there. That's what you do when you're a big guy. Don't hesitate. Just take the ball and go strong. Look at Collins with a nice bounce pass. Well, that was a nice look inside.
It very well. That's an understatement.
1 for 10. Oh. Arizona State gets the ball back.
Bennett again with great position.
And another good pass by Lynn Collins. Mario Bennett again down on the inside. Collins delivers the pass. Bennett's right there to stick it in. Hey, I think I could shoot a couple of minutes this first half doing a good job with their defense.
Mills in the lane.
Tough to stop him one-on-one. You've got to get help.
You can
do it with two-legged guys, but no, it's four-legged ones.
Faulkner the jumper. Mills from 3.
Oh, what a tough shot. Let that one go.
Collins all the way end to end. Bennett to follow big time. Good defensive play, and Bennett controls it. Baseball pass to Neal. Somebody fell asleep on the Wildcats.
State 43. Nice backdoor cut. He beat Othick. Oh, did he beat him? Good move.
Tough shot.
Arizona
still having problems.
3 of 14, 21%.
Yeah, Rooks has been bageled. 0 for 3. And now 1 for 4, and we got a timeout. I'm sure this is a timeout that couldn't come fast enough for Lute Olson. 14-8, Arizona State. We'll be back.
At Cameron Indoor Stadium, Maryland had crept close thanks to the wizard, Walt Williams. Steps in, anticipates, makes the steal, and then the finish at the other end. But minutes after that, Williams fouled out. He leaves with 26 points. Meanwhile, Christian Leitner has 28. Duke has pulled away. They lead by 9. Back to Barry and Larry in Tempe.
Damon Stoudemire to the basket. Check it was Reeves.
Well, Reeves hit that baseline. I thought he was going to have to kick the ball back out and got us the ball game. And I've talked to the Arizona State people about this, where they just lose it. I mean, they lose their concentration.
Neal taking it to the basket. In fact, speed horses. They love to get out of the blocks and really go quickly, but they got one run. Bennett steps in front and finished pretty nicely.
Our best 2-year-old, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Stoudemire the jumper.
Nice move by Stoudemire.
And headache spelled the regular way wouldn't fit on a license plate.
Great block inside by Neal against Mills.
Collins, the penetration, had no place to go. Here come the Wildcats, 3-on-3, and a reach-in foul from Fontana. Not a bad foul.
Now they...
Stoudemire converts it. We got a timeout. Look at the scoreboard. Arizona State 18, Arizona 14. More to come from Tempe right after this.
Potential huge upset brewing at Duke. Remember, Duke was up 10. Well, Kevin McClinton cuts the lead to 1 here. They've done all this with Walt Williams on the bench, fouled out. Now, with a minute and a half to go, Duke has a 1-point lead, but it's Maryland's ball.
Neal with Brooks in his face.
Got to do something now.
Cut him off the baseline nicely, and Collins still got it down. Arizona is shooting it. Look at Arizona State, and another fine defensive play by Neal. The 2-guard. Here's Stoudemire open for 3. A little short. Gets it back. Stepped in front. Tried to give it up to the big man underneath. Johnson somehow wound up with the ball and made the basket.
Fun to take on Rooks when you're 6 inches smaller, you know.
Collins behind the screen for 3. Collins pumped.
Arizona wants to go to the 2 big guys.
They got it down low. Nice defensive play by Kalisko underneath, but the second try is up and good. And it was Deron Johnson again.
They station those 2 guys on either side of the lane.
Bennett out front and sticks the 3. He is doing it all. I was about to say Arizona would give him that shot all night long, and I think they probably would have coming into this game. Rooks too hard. Rooks having all kinds of problems.
You going to try to take him?
Stokes did the right thing.
Come to you.
Matt Othick for 3. And that'll get you back in a hurry.
That's the one thing that young man can do. He can.
Incidentally, Matt Muehlbach for first place just before that one. And I'm sure Matt's the happiest guy in the world for it. Stoudemire at the other end. No, Bennett was there.
A furious finish at Duke. You see the score. Maryland by 1 point. Leitner will get the ball inside. He misses. But Antonio Lang with the follow. Duke up 1. Then Maryland comes down after a timeout. And Kevin McClinton, brilliant all game long, but he forced it against Davis right there. He missed it after a free throw. Duke has the ball and a 2-point lead.
An assist. Great handler of the ball.
Ronaldson out of Australia. Remember the Australian national team down low to Neal for the basket.
See, the difference that time was Neal had somebody his size inside he could post up. He didn't own though. You know, basking in your own sun. Oh, what a
I'm not quite sure what that was, but it came down into the hands of Brooks.
Almost cracked the glass.
Arizona still looking to get it low to Rooks, and they do, and this time Rooks with a right hand off the glass.
Starting to feel the momentum switch a little bit.
But it was a fairly close game for quite a while, and then Arizona ran on a 33-6 run. Collins with a basket, and he's asking for a little crowd help. Here's Reeves at the other end, beat everybody. Tucson, really a different way of life from New York, needless to say. Here's a turnover and a very errant pass. Othick challenges Ronaldson and gets it.
Oh, nice move.
Tried the little give and go, and Mills got it up and in.
We showed you Duke's win. Another wild finish at Cincinnati. DePaul by 2, closing seconds. Nick Van Exel stripped. The save for the Blue Demons. Stephen Howard comes up with the ball, and DePaul runs out the clock and beats Cincinnati. Bob Huggins, the Bearcats coach, goes absolutely nuts, but DePaul takes over first in the Great Midwest. Back to Barry and Larry.
All right, thank you, Chris. 1-point game here, 31-30. Arizona with only its second lead of the ballgame, and right now they're on a bit of a roll. Arizona, a year that coaches, I think, just have dreams about the kind of dreams they don't want. Smith rejected by Stokes. It'll be out of bounds to Arizona, off Parker.
Good. Is Neal going to take Stokes? He's going to try.
That's got him, but did hit him on the body.
He's really been battling a sprained ankle. In fact, he got it in the Arizona game. In fact, he had to sit out 3 games, and the other 2 he played in was not very effective.
1 out of 2, but they're going to have another chance. Stephen Smith for 3. Count it. Reeves the lob at the other end, and Stokes missed the jam. And now a 4-on-1, 5-on-1. The lob to Neal, and he has enough time to come down with it and go back up.
Make him beat us from the outside.
And Reeves will penetrate, put it up too hard. And Bennett with a rebound, length of the court. And it would have been poetic justice if that went down. We come to the end of the first half, and an excellent first half for that man and his basketball team. They hit a little soft spot for a while, but to their credit, they came back, and they lead at halftime by 5, 36-31. To the studio now, and Chris Fowler. Chris?
Thanks, Barry. You don't see folks in Tempe rocking and rolling like that. Their team upsetting the Wildcats at halftime. They have a 5-point lead. We're coming back with highlights. Duke in a thriller. DePaul in a thriller. Bill Raftery will join me, and he'll reveal this week's hidden gem. A lot to talk about at halftime. Stay with us.
Well, not really, but it is more fun. NFL legends pair up with pool's best at the NFL Super Bowl Billiards Championship, Friday through Sunday on ESPN. End zone celebrations allowed. ESPN brings you a new way to look at sports when you can't get to your TV. The ESPN Radio Network. Watch for us this weekend on the radio.
Sports Radio, ESPN.
Magic Moments, presented by Dodge. In 1989, Illinois and Indiana squared off in one of the most unbelievable finishes in college basketball. With 2 seconds to play, Indiana tied the score on a Jay Edwards jump shot. Following an Illinois timeout and instructions from Coach Lou Henson, Nick Anderson took the pass from out of bounds and in one miraculous motion turned to the hoop and sank a 30-footer to give the Fighting Illini a victory and a magic moment.
Quote, a mid-size Dodge Dakota with a new optional 230-horsepower Magnum V8 outpowers, outhauls, and just plain outpulls even full-size 5-liter V8s from Ford and Chevy. Unquote. Dodge, the most powerful line of trucks anywhere.
Get up to $2,000 cash back on select trucks during the Dodge Dare to Compare Challenge.
If I want to keep playing baseball, I'm going to have to keep working. There's no off-season anymore. And when I get sore, I take Advil. To last, you stick with what works.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What do you want with your fries?
The one-of-a-kind taste of McDonald's Big Mac or the Big Beefy Quarter Pounder with cheese. Either way, in the McDonald's Extra Value Meal, you always get an order of world-famous fries and a Coke Classic. But you gotta pick the burger.
Dominic, the lane was yours. How'd you get inside?
Hey, what can I say?
Dominic, what do you want with your fries?
Hey, now there's a question.
What you want is what you get.
The Extra Value Meal.
At McDonald's.
What do you want with your fries?
For years, you've depended on State Farm to insure your home. But did you know you can also depend on us to provide financial security for those you love? State Farm. We sell life insurance.
Some days you just can't lose. All of them want to spread the news. Some days you feel so good. Gotta smile, gotta knock on wood.
A great day calls for a great beer. The Michelob beers, with its smooth, classic taste you don't find every day.
Michelob some days. Michelob some days. Michelob some days are better than others.
If your VCR is a pain to program, then get rid of it. And get the one from RCA with VCR Plus built in. To record a show, just look for the VCR Plus code in your TV listing. Then punch it in. It's as simple as that. So if you had it with your old VCR, get rid of it. And get the new one from RCA with VCR Plus built in.
Buy an RCA VCR with VCR Plus and get 6 months of TV guide and 3 videotapes.
And we are underway.
With a little showtime pump.
Three again. He hits.
Get a TO, baby. Oh, it's over, baby!
Maybe it's the night of wild finishes. In the Great Midwest, the Billikens are winless this year in the conference, but closing seconds against Memphis State. Anthony Hardaway, the great player for the Tigers, will bring the ball down, misses the shot. David Bowman, the tip-in. Memphis State wins right, wrong, wipe it out. Offensive basket interference. We go to overtime. The Tigers have a 70-68 lead. The Billikens trying to win that first game in the conference. One of many great finishes tonight. We'll see if we have another great finish in Tempe. We're going back out to Barry and Larry, where the Sun Devils have a 5-point lead with 20 minutes to go.
All right, thanks very much, Chris. So it is 36-31 Arizona State. It was a half, Larry, with a lot of ebb and flow, but there's no question the guy who really pulled the trigger for Arizona State in the first half is Mario Bennett.
He was indeed, and it was Collins getting the basketball in the right position. Watch this excellent move down the middle and the follow right here by Bennett. That was early with the jam right there. Good follow. Then you come back again. Now watch the ball movement by Arizona State. Look at the long pass and the catch by Neal. Caught Arizona napping. Both Stokes and Rooks watched him dunk it. Othick comes back and makes a good play for Arizona on a bad pass by Bennett as he steals the ball. Now watch him protect it on the layup. Look at this. Right across the body. Turn, keep your body between the man and the ball and lay it off the glass. That's an excellent play.
Take a look at the numbers at the end of the first half. Arizona shooting it as poorly as they have all year. Their lowest shooting percentage all year, 41% against Arkansas. Arizona State, conversely, shooting it as well as they have all year. Neither team has shot it very well at the free throw line. One change in the lineup to start the second half. Neal will start for Ronaldson. Neal with a very good line in the first half. He had 9 points. He had 4 boards, 2 assists, and 2 rejections. 5. Arizona State finished the half on a 6-0 run.
Good thing about a shot.
Smith. Oh, first basket.
What a start. What a finish. What a start.
Post defense been very good. Othick got in there, give it up to Rooks to the basket, drew the foul.
Well, Rooks is really upset with himself.
And it's a 6-point Arizona State lead. Now, we mentioned they had the game in hand. Faulkner misses a shot. And Othick runs down the long rebound. They had the game in hand against Washington, and Washington ran off an 11-1 run. Here's Rooks to the basket. Put it on the floor nicely.
Yeah.
And Smith for 3 too hard. Bennett gets it back underneath and has it swatted away from behind. I believe it was Rooks. And he not only swatted it away, but he swatted it off of Bennett.
Much like he did the first half, trying to get to the inside. Good, strong rebounder. Good catch. Now watch him go back up. Oh, that was a great block from the backside without committing a foul.
Reeves misses, and another try. They get Mills underneath, and he misses. 3 tries, they come up empty, and now they're going to have a foul on Faulkner. And Mills with all kinds of problems. How many chances did Arizona have that time down? And they do it pretty well. Bennett, jump stop, pulls up. His first miss off of Arizona.
Why did Mills interfere with Rooks? Players, keep those hands lively. Keep them up, ready to catch the ball.
Bennett steps in front. Look out here, folks. And the Sun Devils continue to lead now by 6 off the hand of Womack. Out of bounds for the Devils.
Bennett made a terrible pass. This time he anticipated and got his own steal. Look at this leap. Oh. Terrific freshman. He's going to go again.
Great block. Reverse that time. Rooks got him, but also got the arm. And you can see what he's done over the last 5 games. We talked about Khalid Reeves last year, just about this juncture. Really started to get into playing the game at this level. And you have the idea that Mario Bennett might be the same way.
Take advantage of it.
Reeves this time almost lost the ball, recovered it, and put it in off the glass. Big-time play.
I spoke too soon.
Bennett at the other end. Not the same high school, actually, as Jamal Faulkner, but played at a different time. Stokes, a little hard off the glass, followed by Mills.
2 more offensive rebounds.
4 people on the boards, too. Nice pass from Neal to Collins.
You know what? Othnick is upset. Yeah, he got backdoor, cut again, just like he did the first half, but he's looking at his help inside. Nobody's there coming to help.
Mills steps in, pulls up, and it won't go. And they'll get another second try. Stokes on the floor. I spoke too soon. The save, and here come the Devils. Here's Bennett again. Good night. The reverse. For Mario Bennett. And anytime you get a slam like that, of course, it brings the crowd back, and that will quiet them.
This crowd.
Neal, the lob for Bennett, came down with it and was hammered as he went up by Stokes. That's the fashion statement now, the pants on the hips and the socks down at shoe top level. Ronaldson will come in for Bennett. Bennett leaves with 20 points.
Maybe into our commercial timeout, give him an extra minute and a half.
Reeves threw up an off-balance shot and drew the foul on Dwayne Fontana. All right, for Arizona, you've got 4 players potentially who could play at the next level. Stokes, Brooks, Mills, and Reeves. Luke plans it that way. He wants to have a couple of seniors, a couple of juniors. Here comes Stoudemire now. Reeves on the wing. Give it to Reeves, and Reeves couldn't hang on. Nice play by Collins.
I mean, his hands were right in the midst of that ball. There's another one by Collins.
And Rooks finally puts it in off the glass. And that's a lucky basket. Deron Johnson. And now
he's going to blow the whistle. He's not going to count it. He's going to blow it off. Stoudemire had a wide open layup, and he blew it off.
And my understanding of the rule is that you have to wait till there's a lull in the action. But right now, Lute Olson wouldn't take anybody else. Gonna get Ronaldson. That's his 4th. Lute Olson last year was saying he's got 1 center between Stokes and Rooks. Stokes very good on the defensive end, Rooks very good on the offensive end, but now he feels that Rooks really has become the whole package.
Defensively on Collins.
That's on the overplayed Bennett.
Rooks with a good defensive play.
Tried to get it ahead to Stoudemire. Collins stepped in front again. 3-on-2 now. Opportunity by Smith. I think Reeves got a hand on it. And now a 3-on-2 this way. Stoudemire all the way to the basket.
Real well tonight.
Yeah, it's been a very physical game, too, not to mention up and down. Collins banks it off the glass and in, and you can count it, and he'll go to the line. Collins can't get the free throw, and the loose ball is picked up underneath by Bennett. Couldn't quite get it to go. Faulkner followed it, but I think that's going to be interference.
And then after they still don't like it, he just stands over them and says, "You will do what I tell you," and that's it.
And he has a very long fuse. I'll tell you, I rarely have seen Bob, and
good guy.
Nice player in his day, too.
Yes, sir.
Does that date me?
Yes.
Bob Garibaldi was, you know, he was one of the first bonus babies in baseball. Played for the San Francisco Giants for a huge bonus, which I think was $12,000.
Arizona State back with the ball. Neal got it.
Reeves really used that jump stop nicely. That time somebody got a hand on the shot again. It might have been Bennett. Neal in traffic. Bennett flying to the basket.
Boy, it is really physical out there. I want to tell you.
And they lead it by 7. Mills the other way. Too hard off the glass.
Can he make it?
Faulkner got it. It's 2. He had his foot on the line. 2-point shot. Lute Olson wants a timeout. A well-advised timeout. Arizona State has gone in front by 9. It's 57-48, 7:49 remaining to be played in the ball game. And Arizona right now is going to have to dig down and find something that hasn't been there tonight. Well, Larry, Arizona State now with its biggest lead of the night, and time starting to be a factor for Arizona.
Watch this move by Faulkner inside with a good pass. Now watch the follow-up right here on the inside by Super Mario, brother. I want to tell you, he got it up and got it down. Go back again on the corner and watch Faulkner, who delivered that pass, kick in and make the baseline jumper, and they went on a 9-0 run after Arizona had tied them. Defense all night. Steal. Collins
To the basket. 11-0 over the last about 2 minutes. Got a foul away from the ball on Neal. Very physical in there. Rooks and Smith pushing each other around.
Yeah, it's getting a little heated out there now.
Sequence. And Rooks gets them both. Back to a 9-point game.
Now Offense going to pick Collins up full court.
And this was a team that, by its own admission, quit in the latter part of the game at Arizona. Bennett got down low, missed the slam, but drew the foul from behind. Now Bennett getting very close to his career high of 26, and that was just a couple of weeks ago at Stanford. He's got 24. They get 25.
Starting to gather a few more votes, too.
Yeah, I think so.
That freshman of the year.
14 to 10. Bennett tried a little scoop, it wouldn't go, and Fontana is tied up. And the arrow points to the Wildcats.
Crucial for Arizona.
Fontana let Reeves go. Rejected that time by Bennett again. Is he having a game? I think goes for the three. He was hit as he shot it, and he's going to go to the line for three. That was very close to a 4-point play.
They're going to give him 2. They said his foot was on the line. If he fouled him after the shot, then you don't count it. I don't know. That was close.
10-point game, 5:10 left. The clock, the ally of the Sun Devils, which really is their game. Not out of character for them to play this. And Othick fouls Collins going to the line. Collins only been at the free throw line one time and missed it. He misses that one.
Good move by Arizona.
Would have counted, but we're going to get Collins for the foul before the shot.
Demic Bowl here. This is a basketball game. Everybody's in suits and ties on an Arizona bench. They got 4 players.
And Reeves 1 out of 2, so the problems with the free throw line continue for the Wildcats.
It's about an offensive play. You're going to get a shot up.
Faulkner hard off the glass, knocked out of bounds by... They got it back into Bennett for the basket. I thought Faulkner was out of bounds, and now by 11.
Faulkner with a knee on Mills. I think the Arizona team was thinking like you were thinking. They thought he was going to go out of bounds and lose the basketball. Look at that terrific save by Jamal Faulkner.
That's a great play.
Explosive, as he's very capable of doing on any given night.
Gets them both. It's a 9-point game. 3:49 remaining in this one, and Arizona State continues to cling to a lead of 9.
He's got to get turnovers off of this press.
Othick got a hand on it again, knocked it out of bounds. And they're going to say it went off of Stephen Smith. Particularly down low. They have done a great job down here. And again, Bennett did get Rooks, but he also got Rooks' arm. And Rooks pushes Bennett on the way to the free throw line.
The opportunities inside for that ball to go in, it just wouldn't roll down for him. Here comes that pressure again by Arizona.
On top of Collins. Now he loses him, and they got a switch. Mills picks him up. They trap Collins.
Oh, he got a foul before the timeout. I think Collins was trying to call a timeout. He got Stoudemire on a foul.
1-and-1. Collins still can't get one.
Rose going to decide this one. Reeves with a great move.
What a terrific move. Crossover in the lane, put it up with the right hand. Fontana ahead of everybody, but Rooks is back on defense, rejected the shot. Bennett gets it back, and I think they're going to get Reeves reaching in. One out of 2 for Bennett, and it's still a 2-possession game. Mills is back. Beat everybody.
Boy, Arizona State really went to sleep on defense right there. You know, it might be a good time for Bill Frieder to get a timeout and talk about a few things.
Here's Bennett with Rooks in his path. Missed the shot. Rebound comes to Stoudemire. 4-on-3 for the Wildcats. Stoudemire got in the air, couldn't do anything with it. Got himself up in the air and had to do something with the ball. 3-on-1 the other way now. Fontana underneath. He's hammered. That's a good foul, actually, by Rooks. And Rooks and Fontana now whooping at one another.
No, you know what happened? I just think Fontana was going over to help Rooks up.
Washington State coming from behind. And Fontana rolls the second one in. And it's back to a 6-point game. 2:33 remaining. 3-on-2 here. Kick out for Stoudemire for 3, too hard. And Arthur gets a long rebound. He backs out. He tries a 3. It won't go. And Bennett clears his 10th rebound. And a foul called on Rooks. And it is an 8-point game again. Every time Arizona started to nip at the heels of the Sun Devils, they have found another gear.
Look at Reeves' move. Great move.
Got the foul on Neal. And a half just to further what you'd say. And Reeves misses them both, but underneath for the follow is Mills. Big time follow.
That sure was. That was a big basket. Chris Mills stepping up.
There's the trap, and Reeves stepped in front for Arthur. 4-on-2. This is Stoudemire underneath to Mills. And now it is a 4-point game. Fontana looks it his way. Bennett the cutter, count the basket. Finish it with a flourish.
Well, and Mills got a basket. This time, Collins got the ball up the floor. Now watch Fontana with a great pass. Right there, and Bennett took it strong. That's the way you run it. Get your spacing, get your passing, and get it to the open man for the cut.
Mills for 3. It's short. Rooks gets it back underneath. And it's picked clean, and it'll be out of bounds to Arizona State. And somehow tonight that seems like the appropriate finish. Arkansas. Mills fouls Bennett with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. No direction at all. And to Bill Frieder's credit, he's gotten his team together, and they are playing some solid basketball. For 3. Won't go. Rooks gets it back. Rejected by Bennett. And a foul on Smith. 6 blocks by Bennett. And Rooks knocks it down, but it could be a case of too little, too late. Arizona Wildcat cheerleaders with little to cheer about right now. Third base, wasn't it? There's tomorrow. 1 out of 2 for Rooks. And now we're going to get a foul on Mills. And a long time coming for Arizona State. Reeves throws up a 3 and nails it.
All right, Barry, it's been a night of great finishes in college basketball, and UTEP, a team that has been struggling lately, just 2-4 in the last 6, has to go to overtime at home against Wyoming. They now have a 6-point lead to the Miners with 22 seconds to go. All the highlights of a great night in college hoops coming up on SportsCenter with Dan Patrick and Bob Lee. Back now to Tempe.
They're going to have to go get him here. And they do get Collins. Reeves knocks Collins into Lute Olson. Collins, of course, is the guy that they want to put at the free throw line. Stephen Smith is the guy they don't, needless to say.
You got 4 guys in there. I mean, Bennett, Collins, of course. Bennett stepped up and made his tonight, too.
For Arizona. But he gets it. Reeves goes behind the screen, pulls up for the 3, can't get that one. And the follow won't go either by Rooks, and the save that time by Neal.
Pac-10 here with Arizona on their way apparently to their 3rd conference loss. Check the USC score. The Trojans would jump past them into 2nd place. First place UCLA is clobbering Stanford 48-26. And Washington State in overtime with Oregon State. Of course, the Washington State, a team at 16-8. It's a bubble team for NCAA tournament consideration. That's a big game for their chances. Go back down to Tempe.
The ball, he was showing him.
They kick out for Rooks. Rooks can shoot the 3.
It does. Ooh, big basket. Got to move to get open. Somebody's got to get open.
Almost 5 seconds, I'll tell you that. Fontana's going to be fouled. So Dwayne Fontana will go to the line with 12 seconds left.
Bill Frieder looks like he's been through a washing machine.
Yeah, I was going to say that towel has shrunk to washcloth size. 5-point game. Stoudemire for 3. Yeah. Clock keeps running. They don't have to inbound this. But they did in a foul with 2 seconds left.
They've got to be alert now. They've got to get back. Arizona could score and win this game. Now all they can do is tie.
Now this is the one. They're directing a little traffic. Bennett needs this one. No. They'll have a shot at it. Rooks throws it length of the court, throws it to the left. Upset. The number 5 team in the country is defeated by Arizona State. And the crowd has gone berserk. 77 Arizona State, 74 Arizona. Big time win in Tempe.